Oh my gosh, I'm in a pod. I'm being harvested.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dan,
I'm Margie.
and we're the Gen-Xers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our pilot episode of kind of the live show we're going to be doing, where we just pick 3 topics a week out of the topic jar.
The topic jar.
Ooh. Now, if you
Yeah.
got any interesting... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I grew up on Wheel of Fortune,
Yes.
right?
If you got interesting topics, you can suggest them below. It doesn't mean we're going to take them. Well, it's not necessarily the news of the week. It's just stuff we're interested in.
Yeah.
Like canned ravioli.
Right. It's
Got
interesting.
A whole show about canned ravioli.
What's in
coming.
there? That's what I
What
want to
is
know.
in there?
What's in there? No, I probably don't. I really don't want to know. How about this one, Dan?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a hard hitter right here. Are we living in a computer simulation?
Oh, well, would you like to start?
You know, I really wouldn't, because I know you have strong feelings about this. I
don't have strong feelings about it at all. I don't think.
Well, I was going to say, I really don't want to dig too deeply on that. You know what I'm saying? If we are, it's a pretty good one at times.
Fundamentally, I agree with you. If we are in any kind of simulation, then so. I mean, I guess philosophically, some people might be against it, but I don't know why. It feels real. It seems real. And what is even real?
Well, would it not be, even though we would be disappointed with the idea of what living is, that it wouldn't match up with our idea of living, which is living in real life with physical things, it would still be the way we've lived,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm for it.
Now, well, you're pro it.
I'm pro
Whether
computer.
we're actually in one or not, you're hoping we are.
No, I don't.
I don't believe we are. I mean, how would I know? I think it's as good as theory as what's going on as anything, since we don't really have any idea. Or it could just be that the universe works very much like a giant supercomputer. Not that it is one, or that we are in one, just that reality kind of works like one does. Because there's a lot of quantum physics and science that kind of match up with some weird stuff if you want to dig that deep. Truth is, nobody knows nothing about what's going on.
I'm sure there's, and forgive my ignorance, but I'm sure there's, computer, things that make a computer work that involve quantum mathematics as well, correct?
I don't know about any of that. I know very little about, especially quantum computing, which is pretty new. But
oh, maybe not then.
I mean, I could put some links below about people talking about some of this stuff. I mean, it's an idea of the universe that we couldn't even considered 100 years ago, or 200 years ago at least, probably. So a lot of that theory and probably some of the pseudo-intellectual science that goes around it is just that it's new. Nothing about it has been unproven yet. It's kind of interesting. I think the closer we get to actually being able to create a simulation that is indistinguishable from reality, that probably the higher the chances we are already in one.
Right.
But I think it started getting real scientific traction after Neil Bostrom's paper about, his philosophical paper about the mathematical probabilities of being a computer simulation based on some different assumptions, one of them being that a civilization lasts long enough and doesn't destroy itself long enough to create a computer simulation. Then would they start making them? And if they do, then the mathematical chances in his configuration that we're in one are higher than if we're not, probably. Although he never says we're in one. He has said we're in one. He's just...
But if he were a betting man, he would bet on the side of, yes, we are.
I don't know. I mean, maybe civilizations just don't get to the point of being able to do it. Maybe there's something impossible about it. I don't know.
Maybe. The real question is, whether if we were in a computer simulation and you woke up like Neo in the Matrix, right? And you see, oh my gosh, I'm in a pod, I'm being harvested. Would you stay and fight? Or would you say, plug me back in, please? And thank you.
I guess it would depend on what I was fighting for. Is it over? Is there any reason to fight? Like, am I going? What
never
happens if
really-
they free those billions of people on a planet with no resources?
So you just say, hey, we are where we are right now.
Where they're assuming all those people want to be woken up out of their dream just to die on a barren, godforsaken planet now.
You got a point. But they would be free.
I mean, we talk about this waking up in freedom from a dream. Now, I'm going to get really pseudo-scientific or intellectual here. Like, this is not my theory. It's not my belief. It's not anything. But I have heard people describe, because I am interested in this stuff, describe it this way or put it in these kind of terms like enlightenment of whatever sort that Eckhart Tolle to the Buddha to Hinduism or whatever. Well, in Hinduism, our bodies are even like called avatars for our higher spiritual self. So you could think of it as somebody up there, like the larger part of our consciousness up there playing a little game. It's got a little part of our consciousness in it down here.
Well, like you know, you said the other day, like, where does your spirit end? Where does it end here? At where your skin ends, or does it extend further? Mine's way over there.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like here and there and all over the place, I think.
I don't know. It's an interesting topic, but yeah. What do you think, hon? I guess you said, like you said, if we are, we are.
You know, yeah, I don't know. That you'd probably have to ask me that day, you know? Like, I really don't know. Either possibility seems pretty bleak.
We already know that we don't see reality like it really is. At least that's what the physicists say, and I just got to take their words for it because I can't do math. But you know, there's atoms and there's this and that
And stuff.
You know, all this light and stuff that we can't see on wavelengths we can't see and sounds we can't hear. So we're just getting a very, very little bit of what reality really is that we've evolved to be able to process. So, I mean, would that be much different than being in... If reality is totally different than how we see it anyway, is that much different than being in a computer simulation?
You've got a point. That's a whole new theory. We're going to call that the Dan theory.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whoever's playing me in this game of life, I hope they're having fun.
Do you believe in the quantum universe? Do you believe there's...
In the Ant-Man version, I believe in quantum physics. I mean, yeah.
No, I mean in quantum universes.
Like multiverses? and
Multiverses, yes.
things?
Do you
Boy,
believe in
I
that?
don't really know. Like, there's so much stuff that we just don't know.
Yeah.
And, like, quantum physics, the very basis of that, you know, those equations, there are... which can be proven true, but the interpretations of them, no one really knows. And just even stuff like consciousness, we know so very little about it.
Mm-hmm.
That if I found out tomorrow that it actually comes from outside of the brain and the brain's just an antenna picking it up, I'd be like, huh, makes as much sense as anything else anybody ever said.
Yeah. I'd say that was exactly my theory
that's my
to begin
theory
with.
too, bud.
They didn't listen to me. Years ago I said that.
It makes me wonder, man, just to be alive, if the human race makes it 1,000 years from now, how much more we'll know. And how much more we'll still want to know, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think humankind kind of goes in steady waves of getting closer to that, you know, enlightenment, whatever, nirvana, everybody pictures, utopia. And it kind of fades back sometimes, and we take a step back, and it's been like that for years and years. Progression, regression, like waves in the ocean we are. Humanity, you crazy ocean, you.
Crazy humans.
Do you practice, and this goes right along with our previous topic, do you practice meditation?
Yes, I do.
All right, then. Let's move on to the next. No.
Well, I do. For much of my life, I couldn't. I tried. My mind was too wild and wacky and too much stuff going on there. I am bipolar, so I don't know.
what what helped you quiet it?
Here's the part where it gets confusing because I don't know. I had a long, serious illness. It was mental health related. I had to go to a mental home, got some meds, came out, traumatized, had a long healing time. When I came on the other side, my mind was quieter. I don't know.
Hmm.
Now I meditate daily, different ways. Most of it is just sitting quietly and being in the moment, trying not to think any articulate thoughts, just experiencing the here and
Okay, I have a question for you.
now.
Did one of those things start before the other? So, did the clear mind come before the meditation? Did the meditation become before the clear mind, or did they occur together? Just in this natural, like, I'm going to be just still for a minute. And,
At some point, my mind calmed down naturally enough for me to start, but then that helped. I mean, that helped keep it going, I guess. I don't know. Like, there's so much that I really don't know.
so
Like,
did the quiet mind come first, then? To a degree, I guess?
you hear people, like, I'll just talk about it, I guess. So, like, I feel like during this illness, my life was threatened. Like, I'm lucky I came out of it alive. I don't need to go into details about that, but I mean, I was in the emergency room more than once, I guess. Um, I took some meds, had a bad reaction. I went to a really long, super mania psychosis type thing. So, all right, I ended up coming out of it. Let me try to think of how things went. So my mind had been so moving so fast for so long, I guess, that at first it just seemed fried. It was hard to even articulate thought.
Just like you were burnt out from
Yeah,
just everything.
from not being able to sleep or eat
Yeah.
or hold a train of thought or
That
whatever.
would be
Yeah.
exhausting for sure.
There was shock for some of the ways things I'd done, and just for having actually even been that sick, for trying to harm myself, just succumbing it back to whatever, and realizing, oh my god, kind of makes you question what reality is. Kind of going back to our other one, because can a bad reaction to a medicine just make someone a different person, or a chemical imbalance, or a trigger, or whatever it happens to be that happens? So it kind of starts making you question what it even means to be a person. And so I don't know. And then I had some months, for most of my life, or for a big long part of my life, I had anxiety almost every waking moment. So after I came out of this, I had it, but not as bad, and then it started lessening kind of on its own. And also at the same time, was this overwhelming sense of gratitude to be alive, and also not just be alive, here you are with me, right? So there was this sense of just being thankful. All that overrode the bad of everything, I think. Because I could have been dwelling on, oh my God, I've been sick for a long time, blah, 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 blah. But for some reason, that sense of just thankfulness overrode that. And then a lot of bad habits I had started dropping off, smoking cigarettes, drinking old booze, which I did too much of.
I do have to say, it's funny that you mentioned being thankful, because a lot of meditations start with that. That, to give thanks for this breath, to give thanks for that breath, to be thankful for, the sky. And like, it's a lot of it's about being thankful.
I think without that, which I didn't give to myself, it just happened. Then, I mean, I don't know if I would have recovered or if I would have just crumbled under the pressure or what. I don't know. But that you were so strong through the whole thing helped. Obviously, of course.
Well, well, thank you, but you know, I don't know. I just I don't know if I was strong or not, but I think we definitely worked together to get through it, for sure.
And since then, me, a lifelong science atheist. I'm into the meditation, the chakras, all of it, man. I'm a hippie. These people might as well know right now I'm hippy dippy. Because it's going to come out.
See, and I'm kind of, and you're atheist, I'm totally spiritual.
I'm not an atheist anymore. I used to be an atheist.
Oh, okay, so yeah, okay.
Now, do I believe in a white God, or a white bearded man who handed out rules? No. There's something going on that's beyond this.
It's way big. Way big.
Is that what I think?
Yeah. Wow. Let's do one more topic.
My God, can we get one that's
yeah, can we be
basketball?
Well, hey, let's hit the just whatever jar. How about that?
Yeah, that's just 4 times like that.
That's right. We got way too deep and heavy on that. Come on now. This is our just whatever jar, which we need to continue filling.
Yeah, so putting topics in there. Like, we're not going to talk about mean stuff or whatever, but if you got an interesting topic, we'll talk about it. I don't know much about the local celebs of the day.
Okay.
The celebs of the day.
Let me read this. Oh, this is a good one. If you could master one culinary skill, what would it be?
For me, curry, and I'm still trying, and I'm still not doing it. For one, there's hardly any place to eat curry around here, so I very seldom get a chance to eat what I know to be authentic curry, so I can compare my own to it, you know?
Right.
And it's complicated. Like, I'm better at Italian. Sometimes it turns out really, really good, and then sometimes it doesn't, and I don't know where I went wrong.
There's about 50 gazillion spices in curry.
Yeah, well, and a lot of it's just, there's so many different kinds, and just using what you got on hand, and boy, it's a really fun kind of way to cook for me, though.
It's like somebody, trying to make the best stew ever, because there are different styles of stew, and and curry is exactly like that.
Yeah, boy, it smells, whether it ends up tasting good or not, it smells good.
It always smells good. Yeah. I
don't know if I'd want to master it just because I wouldn't eat it. I don't think I'd eat it because I don't eat fish, but man, rolling sushi rolls, that's an art.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I would say I would really love to decorate pastries. I can to a degree. I can't do a lot of the intricate icing work. That or puff pastry would be really cool to master. So.
Well, you're artistic visually, but I know that you got other art to worry about, so you probably don't have time to practice that. But I bet if you did, if that was the art you wanted to do, I bet you'd get really good at it.
I did. I remember doing a couple cakes for the girls when they were growing up, our daughters. There was one in particular I remember for our oldest daughter that she had a Woody doll from Toy Story.
Yeah.
That I did, and I did it in stick figures. It was meant to be like a kid's drawing type cake, but I did that one pretty good. So, I don't know. All right. Well, you got any
jokes?
No.
Joke? You usually have one. Now I put you on the spot.
Yeah, no kidding.
Look, I got a joke.
Okay. My mind totally went blank.
No.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Goodbye,
okay, guys, you know what? Watch our show.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, and hit like, too. All that stuff.